time, people. All right, so let's start to dig into this a little bit deeper, into these numbers and then understanding what the rest of the setup is. So not as much writing down that we're going to be doing here today, but there are a few things that we're going to put in here, things we're going to be watching for. So from yesterday, we talked about the starting position. We saw in the Derby why that is important regarding getting off to a good start. We also talked about the odds, and then the totals that are over here, and how that first number is the total number of races, and then first place, second place, and then third place. And then, yes, that is the money that they won that particular year. Okay, so what we're going to start to do is we're going to start to dig down here a little bit below it. And we talked about this before, about what makes Justify interesting is he is the favorite with that 3-1, but at the same time, he's only raced for 1 year. And we can see that as we start to look at these lines that are here. It gives us the date, and you can see it's all 18, all 2018. Whereas if we go below to My Boy Jack, we're going to see a whole bunch of races that with the 18, and then down here, this is all finishes with a 17. So those are from 2017 that's there. That's what the rest of the information is. It's all about the race. So we're going to follow Justify here. And when we kind of go over to the right, they're going to give us the name of the race. And unless you know the abbreviations, the Santa Anita Derby, it's a grade 1 stakes. We're not going to be as worried about that. But that is the name. What we are focusing in are these numbers that are to the right of it. And the reason why we're focusing in on that is because those are the speed numbers. So we're finding that anything over 100, not miles per hour, okay, but it's their speed rating. If we get over 100, then suddenly we're starting to go, oh, what do we have here? All right, we've got a horse that can really start to move. And so we're going to look at someone like My Boy Jack. And come on down here. So when he first started racing, well, look at that, 63, 77. So one of the things we're looking forward to be increasing because he's running more when it comes down to it. So you can see the numbers are going, looks like a 63, 77, 97, 96. We're increasing. Well, remember, the race all at the bottom is like the first race it's been in. And so now he's been in more races. He's getting more comfortable with the situation that's there. All those things kind of play into it. Now, the thing that makes it a little bit interesting is we start to see get-ups into 100s, and it dips back up to 100s, and then it dips a little bit. Take a look at Justify there. 103, 108, 108, just getting better and better. Again, you got to watch the years there. But good magic, all right, 88, 93, 109, 108, 104. Now, these horses that we have on this page are the top finishing horses. We purposely grabbed them from this year's Derby so you can kind of see what good horses and how they actually performed in the Derby that's there. Audible, 82 speed, 89, 99, 97, 111. Oh my goodness, that's there. So important numbers there regarding speed. And so that's something we'll be watching for. The other thing that's very interesting as well is in the Derby, horses that win lately, like as in the past 8 years, have gotten out to the front early and stayed out there. So that's where the next set of numbers are really important. I'm going to focus on Audible here, and we're going to look at these particular numbers going left to right. What those tell me is the first number tells me his starting gate. So in the last race that he was in gate number 8. And then what they do is they break it up into the different portions of the race, and it lets you know the position he was in. So the next number is a 5. He was in 5th place. And then he was in 8. He was in 8th place. Got back into 5th place, and then got out to 1st, and then finished in 1st place. That's there. So by reading from left to right, you start to see what the horse has done. Let's go down to Good Magic. Same idea that's here. We're looking at that gate, all right, which is that first number is a 10. At the first mark was in 5th. still in fifth, then second, and then first and first. What we're finding here is that horses in the past 8 years that are winning the Derby are staying towards the front right away. We're not seeing them come from really far behind. So we're looking for horses and get out there and then stay out there as well. Take a look at someone like Justify. Last race, started from gate 6, got to first place at the first marker, first, all the way through. The race before that, okay, started in the 5th gate, and then third, second, first. We're finding again that horses that get out there in front and stay out in front, those are the ones who've been winning recently. There was a stretch of the Derby time where we didn't see that, where it was the horses that were coming from behind that were like 8th place, and then they were going there. So if you go into your packets, that's one of the things that we want to be aware of is their racing styles. And this is something that we're going to focus in on there. Are they a closer? So you can see on that page, it goes 10, 9, 7, 1. All right. So they're behind, and then boom, they shoot up there. The stalker. All right. Lingering, 4th, and then 3rd, and then first. And that's where we're finding a lot of these horses are. Or a front runner. Just get out there and stays out in front. So we want to be able to analyze some of those there. So for example, take a look at My Boy Jack. We're going to kind of go down to him here. And we look at his last race. Look at this. 10, gate 10, 9th, 9, 6, 3, 1. Okay. Gate 9, 10, 2, 3. All right. Didn't win it there. But that's showing us a lot of that closer mentality that's there. Now, we're not always going to find the exact same things, but we're looking for the range of the numbers. So even though he didn't win in a particular race, we're looking for that separation. So like 9 all the way to a first, 10 all the way to a third. Didn't win the race, but again, tracked across 7 places that are there. The last thing that we're going to focus on here is to the far right. This lets me know who won the race. And not only that, but who got second, who got third. So the interesting thing that they'll do is they'll put names of horses that it's already raced against that was in that race. So for example, if we're looking at someone like, and it's going to be hard to see, but we're looking for the bolded ones that are there. So let's go down to Instilled Regard. You can see down here we've got Justify and Bolt Diorio. Those are horses that are also in the Kentucky Derby. So sometimes they race before the Derby, and so we're looking for, well, what happened that's there. So again, past results, if they've already beaten that horse, well, will they beat them again? Again, we're going to take a lot of those things into consideration. So let's go back to the Derby that's here. And as we're kind of coming around, that's here. Again, we've got the rain, and we do have that in part of information of how they do well in mud. That's there. Again, we talked about the lanes that they are in right now. And yeah, we can see we got the 3 horse that's up there, the 4, the 6, the 1. I can't see who's right behind. Looks like the 7 horse that's there. You can see the 4 horse kind of starting to come in one of those lanes that he's in. And again, we just can't simply do a bumper car kind of style that we're dealing with here. So kind of skip forward there on you there as they're coming around that last stretch that we're looking at here. All right. Oops, I hit the button there. We'll go back to seconds. But what we want you to do is if you take a look, if you want to, at those horses that up there and kind of make a prediction of who do you like. And again, the idea is there's always going to be an argument for some of them there, but that's where the enjoyment of this happens is to be able to make those predictions there. Now, like I said, they all finished in the top. And part of why we wanted to bring that up to you was the fact of, okay, Instilled Regard, 50-1. People didn't think he was supposed to do well, yet he actually finished in the top 5. My Boy Jack, 30-1. Again, finished in the top 5. And then we've seen 8-1, a 12-1, and a 3-1 that is there. So we do get winners across the board that's there. Let's kind of get back to where we were at. There we go. And this was one of those races where horses got out to the front and led. And I can let you know out in front right there is Justify, the number 7 horse that's there. Again, was always lingering towards the front, and he's going to stay up there. In the yellow there, it's the number 6 horse. That's Good Magic. Again, kind of made a little bit of a push that's there, but stayed there. And then we've got the number 5 horse, Audible, all right, which ended up finishing third and just barely finishing third that was there. So, again, we do want to look at some of these past results that are there, and then we're going to start getting out the new information, the 2022 information, let you kind of sort, let you kind of find those speed numbers, past races, how often is that horse winning, and we'll see what you guys can do with it there. All right, we're done here. We'll see you guys later.